As it stands, Kindle Fire tablets don't get a good reputation. In fact, they are seen as junk and sometimes, all the names under the sun. People call them incapable, can't do much and are just a plastic device. Amazon Fire tablets are tablets made by Amazon. Once meant for reading books, gradually, Amazon has entered itself into the tablet market. They are considered budget tablets, and this is where the problem lies. Budget tablets have budget hardware, not like expensive tablets, particularly Apple. With a 6-core processor, Retina display plus other exquisite features, Apple iPads seem like the go-to for documentary editing and making. The truth is, any tablet can make documentaries and films, including Fire tablet, which is where this documentary stems from. The footage you are about to see has been edited on a Fire tablet, and processed on a Chromebook, mentioned later. As said, Fire tablets get a bad reputation, and some people will go to extreme lengths to rid them of their primary operating system, installing a more generic operating system instead. They even take the back off the device, and use a paper clip to bridge connectors in the attempt on getting the device into a certain mode. Sometimes what it really does is end up in smoke. My name is Nathan Reed and I am visually impaired. I have turned to making documentaries with my Fire tablet. We first start off with video editors. Video editing on Fire tablets is widely unheard of. In fact, it is seen as rare and even an unthinkable move. We first start off with an editor called VideoShow. VideoShow is done by VideoShow Limited and has been publishing and working on its VideoShow app for years.
They also do other apps.
They also do a number of apps too, Filmigo and a photo slideshow with music add feature. Their apps are good and I have used VideoShow, but they have a few major problems. First of all is the adverts. They are annoying and pop up when they feel like it. Some adverts are obnoxious and loud, others take their time to go, and now, apps feel they could sneak multiple adverts in.
Select your folders.
People have complained about this, as well as the mobile design.
Is able to be used to make landscape.
The mobile design makes it difficult for tablets, especially using the play button, which feels the need to move from middle to the top.
Again, that is very nice.
This was when put in a landscape configuration, a configuration I like for my device, being as it is a 10-inch.
But again, I do like using my tablet in a landscape mode, particularly when it comes to video editing. I do find that next button is a little bit small, to be honest with you. So maybe that does need to be made bigger. So it never came up with this before, and again that is really helpful. I have used VideoShow in the past for previous videos, so again that is alright. One thing that we are coming across is this play button. It does seem to be, so again I don't know why that is. think what we're going to do is to turn it into a portrait mode. You have got some interesting options here, don't get me wrong. On Video Show, you used to be able to open the clips icon and actually see your clips. But for some reason, you can't really do that anymore. And if you can see your clips, they are not in what they call a semantic view. Now, semantic view is a view that is accessible to screen reader users, and you won't be able to see semantic buttons, but screen reader users can, because the screen reader detects that sort of thing.
The police charged her with aggravated battery.
Okay then, so
But she didn't, because
so rewinding and forward winding doesn't seem to be too bad,
yeah. No, anyway,
which is okay. But again, as I say, the important things are seeing the clips. Oh, okay, so I don't know what these buttons here are for, whether they are your clips. So I do think that the clips are a little bit small there. So I wonder if we try moving one of those. So I don't think we are able to move clips, sadly, but whether we can easily or not, that is questionable. One of the reasons why it does remain questionable is the size of these clips, and again, these buttons are way too small if they are supposed to be your clips. Okay, so I think we have managed to move a clip, which is good. Okay, so in my conclusion, I do think that the video show is doable. Again, it was a little bit difficult to use, and in a way I do think, again, it is doable for both screen reader users and people who are using video editors on a daily basis. However, screen reader users need to get used to the small buttons, which seem to resemble your clips, and the clips are presented in what they call a semantic way, in the fact that it is detectable to screen reader users. So again, that doesn't really matter in effect. However, the clips are very small, the icons resembling the clips, they do need to be made larger.
We move on to Video Maker, an app done by InShot, or Chantilly Limited. Video Maker has a lot of bad design flaws and a few bad habits as its sibling, InShot, a popular video editor used by many. While it may have good features, its inaccessibility to screen readers makes it a problem. Adding videos is a pain, meaning you have to turn off the screen reader and add the videos by guesswork.
Okay then, so we're having a look at Video Maker, and I'm not too sure what or who Video Maker is done by. We've got a new project button. Okay, so we had to click on a button to enable us to get a new project in the first place. So again, that's quite strange. It looks as though that it has created a project for us without us adding anything, which is actually quite strange. Some video editors, if not all video editors, do let you add a video first before creating a new project in the first place. So I think what is happening is we are in a situation which is a bit like InShot Video Editor, where I do think we have videos on the screen, but unfortunately they are not in a way that is accessible to screen reader and screen reader users, and they will be presented in what they call a semantic view. Okay, I do believe that we did add some videos, and there were videos on the screen, like I said, but again they weren't accessible, and as you can see we've got something that adds up to 14 minutes. So we've got import total 14 minutes. So that is really bad and quite sad that, you know, this is not in a accessible or a semantic view for screen reader users. Okay, then, so the play button is on the left. Well, we don't know what's happening in the middle. Okay, well, we don't know what's happening with the video editor, but it doesn't really seem to be compatible with my tablet, so we're going to have a look. So it looks as though that when we click that button, it starts from the beginning again, although it does look as though it has paused. So this video editor does look as though that it is really temperamental. So click on tropical, but oh, okay. So click on birthday. So it has an unlock icon, but when you think of unlock, you often think of an advert. Well, it looks as though that it has anime, which is unusual at CapCut. Now, CapCut video editor. Video editor, but it doesn't really seem to be compatible with moving this music, and I went to the beginning of the video. So moving music on these video editors is really problematic because these video editors are not really accessible, and you have to sort of guess where these music tracks are on the screen. I think what is happening, I'm not holding down the music track first, so maybe that is why we are getting the result we're getting. Okay, well, we don't know what's happening with the video editor, but it doesn't. Oh, well. Okay, well, we don't know what's happening with. That does not seem to be going well. However, in my opinion, this video maker does seem to be very temperamental. I would not recommend it probably to anyone, especially screen reader users, because it is very inaccessible. Doesn't have any semantic labels or semantic structure when you are adding the clips and when you are editing as well.
People have complained about InShot's problems. Some packages are confusing when it comes to paid and free ones, billing is dodgy, and not accessing all features on the Pro version. Founded in Armenia in 2015, RenderForest is an AI platform used for making AI videos. RenderForest can be used to make text to video, but RenderForest has a bad trait. People have said that RenderForest is slow, the credits system it uses for rewards runs out quickly, and is full of glitches. Some people say to avoid RenderForest. Others say it is good for beginners, and praise the text to video features. Overall reviews are mixed.
Okay, hello everybody, and in this video we'll be looking at an AI video editor again. So I think we've opened RenderForest, and RenderForest is an AI app as well. It is primarily a video editor, probably as the name suggests, rendering, but again it's probably not going to be, as the name is probably not going to stick out as much to everyday people or average people. The RenderForest does seem a little bit slow, and I did notice that a few times when looking at RenderForest. So okay, so we've got L2 at F. That might be some kind of a advert going. It is unbearably slow, to be honest, and I don't think it is a Fire tablet. In fact, I know it's nothing to do with the Fire tablet, it is to do with the app itself.
We now move over to testing apps on Chromebooks. First introduced in 2009, Chrome OS is a lightweight operating system based on the Chrome browser. First shipped to consumers in 2011, the first Chromebook was launched. Reviewers and tech experts mainly had the Chromebooks to test before the consumers. Chromebooks have come a long way since then. From the grotty Chrome extensions and Chrome apps, to what we now consider the essential Android apps, Chromebooks have become serious competition devices in the computer market. Intel Celeron Chromebooks, like Kindle Fire tablets, get a bad reputation through lack of understanding and misuse. People don't see the potential and push the limits, instead expecting Intel Core i3 performance. We have been testing student apps on Chromebooks, since schools offer Chromebooks to students. These Chromebooks are Intel Celeron Chromebooks, and since I have an Acer Chromebook 15CB315 4 hours Intel Celeron, I thought it would be a good idea to test. It was a trip testing student apps, often disappointing. When you think of student apps, you think of revision or note-taking tools, to help you learn and help you revise for exams. Instead, you need access codes to log into half the student apps, and a few act like social media sites rather than student apps.
So, we are having a look student apps for Chromebooks, because a lot of schools do use Chromebooks and are using Chromebooks now. So this consent form doesn't really seem to be going away for some reason. So we've got a sign in with Google, which again is really good. Alright then, so we have got a date of birth section, so 04.
Editing. Clear text. 05.
So I don't like the fact that it filled in
Replace 2.
the date for me. I use some buttons provided to adjust my date of birth. Again, that is bad because you know, you had the text box there to enable you to edit your date of birth. So as a member you will receive emails. We don't want that at all.
I work in education. I'm a parent. Other. I work in education. I'm a student.
So let's click on I'm a student.
Other. Continue. Button.
So one thing about this student app is that it doesn't really tell you whether it has loaded or not, or whether a window has loaded rather.
The student room logo. Discuss 20% busy. Progress bar.
Alright then, so 20% busy, but I'm not too sure what that busy icon is, whether that actually means that you are busy.
Starting university.
Starting university.
2020, not back, not applying, button.
Not applying. So I don't know whether they are like news, well not news, but little bulletins that you can click.
12 minutes ago.
That is interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on that and see what that has.
Search my Switch Gemini. Student room. Window.
Rate this post. Report post. Watch. Private messages. Watch.
So I'm not too sure whether this is some kind of social media like thing. It does have private messages section, and it also has
Reply.
what they call post, and you can reply to someone. Yeah, our uni coach just got better and smarter.
About this app.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think in my opinion this student room app, to me, it is a little bit lost in translation, because it sort of advertises itself. Well, first of all, it sort of advertises itself as a student app, so when you think of student app you often think of revision or something to study or something to jot your notes down. But it also, when you're using the app, looks more like a social media where you have private messages and your posts that you can reply to people on.
Founded in 2001 as UK Learning and later becoming the Student Room Group, the Student Room do the Student Room app. The Student Room app was created in 2017, which still exists. We tried it on the Chromebook and found it confusing. Student calendar is developed by Student Labs, or 4 Labs depending on region. The app was created in 2017, but sadly no information could be found about Student Labs. Users report setting time issues, and would rather a basic calendar as opposed to the current layout. I personally had problems setting the time on my Chromebook.
Sign in. Button. Continue with Google.
And you have a continue with Google icon, which is good. Sorry, again, excuse the lack of full screen. We have got a 0D along with a
Library tab. Southwest.
button there, so I think we might need to go back on ourselves as opposed to going forward.
Screw. Settings. Unlabeled.
So I know there are some unlabeled buttons to the screen reader,
Active. Button.
which is a shame because you don't know what those buttons are.
Library timer.
What we want to do is we want to create
Unlabeled.
something new.
Back.
Okay,
Confirm duration. Button.
alright then, so confirm duration.
Set a goal.
Alright, set a goal.
2.
Oh, okay, so I'm wondering whether you were supposed to use these buttons to adjust your time.
1 hour.
Okay.
Button. 3. Edit. 2. 2 replace. 1. 0. Confirm. Set a goal. Continue.
So I do find this app a little bit disappointing because I did think that there would be more to this.
On. Off. Switch. Off. Late. Finish your profile. Timer set. Multi. On. Timer direction. Countdown. Off.
Countdown?
Your account. F. Restore free edit. Manage account. Contact. Community.
Oh,
Code. Button. Press
oh, okay. I know there was a button there.
0D.
0D.
Start working.
Alright then, well, I don't know what is that, but anyway, I think in my conclusion I am disappointed in the Flipper D app, simply because I thought there would be more to it than just a timer. I thought it would give you the opportunity to write your notes or whatever, but again, that isn't really the case.
In 2009, two people, Bartosz Gonczarek and Rishan Richards, came together to develop an app which would be the basis of more things to come. They developed a photo animator app, and the idea was to animate photos and other images, to explain to students. In 2011, they developed Explain Everything, then marketed under a different company name. In 2022, Promethean took over ownership of the Explain Everything app. Promethean itself has an incredible history.
Okay then, so we've got new...
Founded in 1996 by a man called Tony Khan, Promethean developed its first software called Panda Software. It was meant for presentations, but teachers' users brought Promethean into the educational market.
It's an interesting app.
By 2005, Promethean developed interactive whiteboards, but Tony Khan decided to step down that year too. They had made good earnings in the London stock market by 2010, acquired by a Chinese company called NetDragon. Today, as said, they now own the Explain Everything app, which also meant Promethean had to change hardware and other systems to accommodate the app.
I think what we're going to do is create a new project,
Applications. Template.
and we've got template,
Blank canvas.
and we've got blank canvas.
Group color. Group color. #FF.
So The hash FF, I think they're what they call hex values. They're sort of like a code.
Capital F. Select space.
Really
Text. Cut out text. Button.
good. So I think this is more meant for tablets as opposed to Chromebooks like mine, which are not touchscreen.
Basic tools with larger buttons.
Basic tools with larger buttons. Okay, well that seems good.
Custom. Edit. Button.
And we've got edit.
Plus space to activate.
Close. Upgrade to advanced. Close. Button.
Oh, it looks as though you have to upgrade to advanced.
Explain every project.
Alright then, well, I think we're going to leave it there. So, in my conclusion, the explain everything, I think it is okay, but I think it's more meant for drawing, i.e., you know, pen inputs or illustrations. So, you know, it's not really like your typical drawing app that you see on the Play Store, but I think the drawing aspect is so you can explain things clearly.
Reports show that people like the Explain Everything app. They praise its features such as the ability to record, importing PDF documents into presentations and its list of features. However, people say the option of using one slide only is brutal, especially when presentations have more than one. You have to pay for adding more than one. It works well on low-budget devices such as Chromebooks, though we didn't have such an experience on ours. However, that might have been due to the screen reader, not the hardware. We have tested this app on the Kindle, with the same results. We did come across some surprising things, as you would find out.
Oh, you can skip that, but again, we will click on done. Alright, so we've got annotate interactive content, and we've got a record everything that happens in the canvas, and along with a try it now and sign icon. So we do have a sign with Google, which is good. So we did have a look at Explain Everything, and Explain Everything is a whiteboard-like app. Explain Everything for Beginners Digital Teaching. Select an option below the study. We've got blank canvas, which is good, and that is what we had on the Chromebook. So you've got stroke width, and we've got a pen as well. One thing that would have been nice to have seen is a keyboard option where you can type. We've got a hand tool, and along with media, we do have pencils. And then let's click. Oh, okay, so you can edit. So I think we did try having a look at that on the Chromebook, but unfortunately it wouldn't really let us edit and add the text. But I think that was because of the screen reader. Now, interestingly, the select all keyboard command does not work on this. So you do have to, I don't know, probably use your arrow keys and select if you're typing on the keyboard. So that is interesting. So it looks as though also that you can't select things in bulk too, which is highly unusual. and the way it works. So this we have uploaded stories, which is interesting, along with a Google Drive option. One thing that is impressive is its cloud storage services that it has to offer. Okay, so it is nice that you can upload videos in here. We've got volume and got a loop back, which is interesting. And what is even more interesting is the fact that we have the play button at the bottom somewhere. Now usually you have the play button in the middle of the screen.
We hope you have enjoyed this documentary film. Stay tuned for more videos and app reviews. A huge thanks to my amazing mum for the Chromebook and other technology supplied to make this film.